Hello, welcome back. Here's part 8. Alright, so what I'm showing you real quick is how I finished up this. I installed some LEDs on the back. Here I'm showing you the motor. This is a 3548 900 kV NTM by Hobby King. It is running a 12 by 6 prop. This will be my final setup for this, for the engine. I think I'm running a 5mm shaft adapter there. There's my strobe lights that I got from Ready Made RC. I put some shrink wrap on them and sealed them closed. After shrink wrapping them, just showing you the strobe lights. Super bright, by the way. You can see those in the daylight, the ones from Ready Made RC. Here I'm showing you my Y connector. I'm going to use that right now for the wings. The reason I'm doing that is I'm not so sure about flaperons yet. And that back part right there, you show me the right where my hand is, that's for the boom connection, for your elevator. So you'll see that later here come up soon. Just showing you inside the fuselage there. Show you one more time around it. Here's the hatches that I built, now in fully working order. You have the neodymium magnets holding it closed. You see them installed there, and they push closed, and I've got the little wire pieces that are installed as handles, and there it is. They kind of hard to open and close, but that's okay. I don't want them flying open as I'm going down in the air. Here's my wing, and I'm just going to show you real quick the wiring. Here I've got a 12 volt which has the white tag on it, and I just have the red and brown wire hooked up, and then the other one I have the going down in the groove. I'm going to have the elevator, aileron wire. If you notice past this, I wired up. I used a hot soldering iron with a wheel collet and a ruler, and I made a long groove going down the rest of it. You could also use a Dremel bit, but I made a nice gouge going down the end of it. And then here, the other one that I just pointed to was showing my where I'm going to put my UHF. On the ends, I installed the Hobby King LED lights. I'm going to do red left, right green. And if you notice right there where I put the wires, they were on the front portion. If you're not careful which edge you tuck those in on, they probably will come out where the white is, and they will not be able to tuck in correctly. Showing you the right wing there. Did the same thing here. If you notice, I installed the wire on the top. That is for my FPV gear. I have not installed it because I don't believe in going ahead and mating with all that gear involved. Just in case you crash. And there is the same thing. I made the groove. See the LED lights. I made little grooves for those as well. Little kind of cross embedded them. And then where I just showed you there was where I'm going to have my final, where I'm going to put the receiver. The transmitter for my video. And the last thing you saw there, the little black pieces, those are where the Velcro is going to attach for the wiring for the boom. For the rear booms. I made, you'll see it later, the way it kind of connects and actually sticks to the wing. That way you can take it on and off easier without having to just leave it hanging like I saw the person who invented the plane. If you look at the pictures, you see their wiring hanging all down, and I kind of neat on that. Didn't like it, so that's what I did. Here, by the way, if you notice, my hands are on the sturdy part of the wings as I pull the boom together. If you put that in the wrong place, you could, like if you accidentally pull on the elevator, or the ailerons, you could mess up your plane pretty good. I have some excess wires there. You notice, because I don't have everything wired up, so I'm not worrying about this. I'm just going to stuff those in for now. So the only thing I have, again, that I'm going to wire up at this point is the ailerons. So you could put flaperons, by the way. Right now I just went ahead and used the Y connector instead of doing flaperons, because I don't know what the stall speed on this is yet, and I don't want to have it nosedive on me. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it with just straight ailerons on there with a Y connector hookup. Later on I will be putting flaperons if everything flies well. Just going to show you the way, trying to figure out the way it connects myself at this point while I'm doing this on camera, because I'm trying to show you at the same time I'm trying to connect wires. So anyways, apologize for the confusion, not you being able to see there, but hopefully you can see this. Just hooking them up. By the way, if you hook them up and they don't work correctly, just go on your radio and reverse one of the channels for your aileron, and they should come out correct. Again, tuck your wires in. Making sure they're not like stuck down where the white pieces come up where the nuts attach. All right, so you're gonna see my screws on here in just a moment. You'll notice that I'm gonna drop all 4 in at once, and I'm gonna carefully kind of get them started. That's so you don't get one all the way in and realize the other one in one corner won't go in all the way. So kind of hand starting them, trying to get them down in the holes. If you notice, I'm kind of having a hard time with that one. For some reason, it's just a little off. Would not suggest, by the way, using an electric screwdriver here. The rear ones will hit the white plastic. The top ones are not long enough, and they will be sucked through the foam. I was trying that at first, almost messed it up. As a matter of fact, even as you see me using my hands here, that one that I'm working on right here, I pulled a little tight, and you can actually hear it if you were listening to it. I actually pulled it through the foam a little bit. You're just pulling them snug. They're not supposed to be super tight. You're just making sure they don't are not able to have enough wiggle room where it would pop up. So you don't want to have any wiggle room, but then again, you don't want them so tight that they're sucking through the foam. Hope that's self-explanatory. These aren't the best quality screws, by the way. They strip out pretty easily, so be careful. That would be another reason not to use that. If you see me kind of torquing down there, you'll see me go light here in a second. Try to use the lighter motion, because if you get it wrong again, it will suck through the foam. And then you'll kind of have damaged foam and having to repair it with epoxy or something. Wish they had made those white standoffs just a little longer for that, so that you wouldn't have to worry about that. But whatever, it is what it is. Right about here, I got this one a little too tight and a little too much pressure, and it went crack. It's like, oops. Anyways. All right. Nice and gentle. See me finishing it off. There you go. That's it. And the way you can tell is if you wiggle it, it's done. That's pretty much it. You're going to see this here in a second. You see right here on the boom holes right there, I actually put cap nuts in there because I put the hex heads, or excuse me, Allen wrench heads, because 3mm Allen wrench heads, because I didn't like the Phillips screwdrivers. Those are really soft screws and they strip really easily. The boom here, by the way, if you notice the thin piece of tape that I put around that, I put those at 4 inches or at 10 centimeters. The reason for that is it gives you a place to push it in, and you know exactly each time how far to push it in. Because if you got that wrong, if one was longer than the other, you would essentially have already have a little bit of torque going one way or the other, which would cause your plane to steer funny, and you don't have any rear rudder to compensate for that. So, got to get it right. Right here, I'm showing these are set at 5 centimeters or 2.5 inches, basically. I think that's right, or 2 3/4 inches and 5 centimeters. This is the setup that I had for 2 5,000 milliamp Hobby King 4590C batteries. Stop real quick right here. If you notice, I made a modification. If you see those white things, I took gift cards and I cut them in strips. I glued them to there on top and the bottom, and I drilled through and I put nylon nuts on them because I didn't really like that. Was the only thing that was holding that together is glue, and the downward force is could make that wing come off. So again, I put those on the top and the bottom, drilled through them after I used the glue, and then put the nuts on them. There, if you see, I took the rear wire and I put it on there, and I put wire mesh and I zip tied it to the side. That way they would slip back and forth. If you see right there, because you will need to adjust this depending on how many batteries you have in it. Then I put some Velcro right there, if you notice, and that will attach to the bottom of the wing where you saw the other black pieces originally. Those will hold the wire up in position when it is together. Sorry for the fast talking, but I did this kind of quickly in editing, and I didn't realize how much time I gave myself to talk. But anyways, here we're going to slip these booms in. By the way, don't try to shove one in all at once, because remember, those backs are really easy to get off, and the only thing that's holding those together is glue. So I'm kind of going a little bit at a time on each side. So until I reach the spot where I have that glue. Then again, I use the Allen wrench, the 3mm that I used, and I'm screwing that together to tighten those down. That'll be the other side as well. And this setup again is for two 5,000 milliamp 4590C. Your CG could be, or your points of these booms could be a little different. The front, however, I would leave it about 4 inches. Otherwise, you're going to have to slide the rear farther forward than you need to, or 10 centimeters or whatever. I'm going to go get my balancing thing that I built here. I built a little balancing rig here in just a moment. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you. If you see those pieces of Velcro again, you're going to see the way they attach. So I put Velcro on the wire, and then see the Velcro pieces, the same Velcro I used on other places, right there, and then right there. And that holds the wire up there, so I don't have to worry about it dangling down in the wind somewhere. And both of those are wire mesh. I just did that for aesthetics because I like the look of it. So, and that was the Hobby King 3mm wire mesh that I put on those. The wire braiding, and that's it. So here's the little rig that I made. I made a 2x4, put some dowels in it, and then I dipped them in electrical connector dip, whatever. You can do whatever you want with them, but I'm using this as my balancing rig. So I've got my dowel sticking up. Your leading edge right there is, I think it's about 9.5 centimeters or 3 3/4 inches. It's just right in front, not where I'm pointing there, but it's right in front of the tape actually, right there, right where my finger is, right there. Same thing on the other side. It's right in front of the tape, right there is your CG. And again, it should be 9.5, millimeters, or 3 3/4 inches. Again, that's 9.5 millimeters, or 3 3/4 inches. All right. Putting my finger up there, just trying to figure out where it is. I'm going to put it down on top of the dowels. And then, of course, I'm going to move my batteries to try to figure out where the best place for those would be. By the way, I did redo this. This is for 2 batteries. I figured out that was a pretty heavy first launch. It was going to be about 5.5 pounds, or I don't know how many grams that is. But it's going to be a significantly heavy launch, and that kind of bugged me. So I actually went back, and you'll see the Maiden where I changed that. I went to 1 battery, and in the back they were considerably farther than that, so forward. So what you want is that. You want to see it just slightly nose down, not much. You could even just go fully level. I have some more connectors put in here. This is the reason right now it's still fully level. There it is. Just checking it out here. All right, I'm gonna pull it out. Put my connector that I made in here. So I put banana connectors. I put 4 of them just in case I ever go full blast. And I did an XT60 connector. The reason for that is because I'm never gonna pull more than 50 amps out of this thing, but I didn't feel like changing all the leads on the batteries if I decided to go with it later on. So I just have one connector, and that's it. That connector actually weighs a lot because the banana plugs, but anyways. All right, there we are. It's all together. It is fully level. All right, and here, if you see the strobes, again, those are super bright. And I don't know why it's not showing it so much, but you can see those full on the daylight, full bright daylight. And you won't notice the elevator moving here because I couldn't get it connected on video. I didn't want to crawl underneath the plane while you're looking at it. So anyways, that's pretty much it for this. Hope you enjoyed it.